Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is a present day, but we're going to talk about my first time at an American football game in the States, because I actually went to a French American football in France, but you know, it has nothing to do with that, as American football is not a thing here in France. It was not what I was expecting for. Let me go into details about that. It was a beautiful day. I was kind of lucky to have such beautiful sunny days after those first very rainy and windy days, you know, on my trip. My first impression when I saw the stadium was like, wow, like this is huge, this is big. I also, you know, we were parking and I was already hearing, you know, people and then people cheering and then the mic, you know, people on the mic, the music. So I was like, wow, you know, we can really feel the mood from here. So it was nice. So I could not really film much, you know, I did film, so quite, but I couldn't film much as, you know, it's kind of forbidden to film inside the stadium. Yeah, so I'm gonna let you with the footage that I got and then I will come back. We are at the stadium. Wow. Nice, we're on time too. And I'm really hungry. There's people playing. Look at all those people! The stadium is full! Oh my freaking goodness! Oh my god! Oh, wow! That bottle of water is freaking $6! Guys, no! So really loud! So many people! Whoa. After this, I think we stayed only half of the game for a lot of reasons. So right after that, I went into my memo and write, you know, my first impressions of the game. And now that I read it, it's like, ooh, very negative. So I'm gonna try to like take a step back with what I wrote, but just kind of explain to you my main impressions through this memo. So the first thing that I thought, you know, when I was in the game, when I was in the stadium and I entered, you know, where all there's, you know, the places to sit, I was like, wow, I think it was probably the first time that I was seeing at the same time that many people. It was fantastic, to be honest, but very loud. Yeah. So just coming back to this bottle of water, I don't really. The prices are ridiculous. Let's just say that. I don't even think that will be allowed in France to have such high prices. I don't understand, you know, why it's why is it that expensive, but it's ridiculous, let's just say that. And I don't even think you're able to bring your own food in it. I'm not sure about that, but if that's the case, that's really ridiculous, because it's like you don't have any choice if you want to have some drink or food to buy those expensive ones there. So ridiculous, but understandable, I guess. The game itself was interesting. The first thing that I noticed is how athletic these guys are and how interesting it is to see that and to see, in action. That was great. The problem is there's not that much action. So I kind of thought it was too slow, and I'm gonna have so many comments about, no, it's not too slow, you don't understand the game. Yes, I don't understand the game. It's not a thing here in France and not that interesting in American football. So, but yeah, it's kind of like baseball, it's like, it's either you're really into it and you're like, you don't miss any seconds, either you're like kind of get bored. But the thing is, on that American football game, there were different things that made this experience a little difficult. First, it was way too hot, and I had my cap and all, but it was way too hot. I was burning, and it was hard to stay in place like that and just burning under the sun. And also, it was way too loud. My ears got destroyed. Literally, there's some people who were screaming, but like some people were cheering, and I was like, yeah, this is a mood, this is great, this is what I want to experience. But there are some people that they don't cheer, they just go crazy and scream, and you don't have to be like this, like you don't need to scream like this. It's not those yeah scream, it's more like those ridiculous scream that just destroy your ears, and you're like, wow, okay, yeah, I got it, you're here, yeah, I noticed you, I think it's more like those people who want to get noticed or something, and this is just, no, there were this girl just, behind me, and oh my god, like, I hated her, like, my poor ears, oh man, yeah, that was honestly terrible. I really wished I had some earplugs on me at that time. I always have earplugs on me in case, but this time I didn't, and I really hated myself for that. But anyway, so I guess overall it was too crowded for me, but it's a game, so of course. But I guess it just personally not my kind of place to stay more than 10 minutes because it was too crowded. But having the experience was really nice, having the whole experience of the song with people cheering and in the game, it was really nice. But all those little details made it like, I don't want to go to an American football game, like, I did my experience, I'm happy about it, I'm never gonna go again, or like in 10 years maybe, I'm good for 10 good years about that. But it's probably also because it's just not my kind of thing, and the most important thing I wanna point is how difficult it is to see the game, because I was seeing more butts than the actual game because people kept standing up, so you had to stand up too. But if you're small like me, you don't see much, and if you want to see what's happening, you look at the screens, but people are tall or just too many people, so you can't even see the screen. So you're like here, and you can't even, you see butts, you see heads, you don't see the game, you don't see the screens, and you're like, amazing, I don't know what's happening, you're trying to understand, but when you're not an English native speaker, the mic quality sometimes is not the best, or you're like, I don't know what's happening. So it can become very boring, for someone who can see or can really understand what's happening, especially when you're just seeing a bunch of butts. Like, literally, I was literally looking at butts for the whole game. Like, this is so annoying. I don't understand why people kept standing up when you can just sit and enjoy and all. But yeah, and also I read that food bad on the stomach. What did I eat? I don't remember. Oh yeah, that's for sure. I got a stomach ache after that, but it was probably the whole situation my body was not happy about. Too loud, too hot, too crazy, so I guess the food did not digest well. But I don't know. Yeah, I wrote I do my squats at home, that's enough, because I always have to stand up, so I was like standing up. So yeah, I think I was very, very angry at that time. This girl screaming way too loud, she doesn't need to. you just see a bunch of butts. Oh man, yeah, well, but overall, this is my first impression, so it's I guess, if I go and experience different American football games, I'm probably sure I will have a different opinion on it. But I do believe that watching a game at home is a lot better because, well, first, you're home, you can, eat whatever you want and be with your friends, and then And I mean, you can be with your friends at the game too, but not that loud, and you can go to the toilets when you need to. And more importantly, you have the camera angles, the best ones, you know, the focused one and the overall one, and you see the game a lot better in an actual stadium, which obviously is not the case if you have probably those like first place in front of the field. And yet again, even if you are in front of the field, you don't really see everything because the field is huge. So yeah, I just overall I think it's a lot better to be at home. You don't pay the price of the you don't pay the ticket, you don't pay the expensive food, and it's more comfortable and you got better angles. So it's just my opinion, but I do understand, like, to me, I really wanted to go to an American football game because I wanted to have the experience and I wanted to see how it is, how people are cheering and all. And so it was a Commander versus Titans, and it was interesting because there were a lot of people, so I think I got the whole experience, and I'm happy it was also not raining, like at the baseball game. So I'm actually, I'm saying a lot of, I do feel like I'm saying a lot of negative things, but it's just to be clear, I'm very, very, very happy I got to go to an American football game. Like, I'm really happy about it because, as I said in my, not last video, but 2 videos away, what I'm looking for is the experience, bad or good. I'm just looking for new experiences, and that was a really, really interesting one. I would, if I had to rate it, I'll say it was more difficult for me and my body in general than, like, great, but I haven't experienced it. Let's just say that. But this is interesting because afterwards I talked to a few people about my first time at the game and what my thoughts were. And actually quite a few Americans told me, you know what, Mary, I actually prefer watching it from home too, because of like similar reasons that I've mentioned or other reasons. And I'm kind of curious to know what you guys think about the whole experience thing, or do you guys prefer going to the stadium? And if yes, like, I'd like to know why, and if no, and if you rather be at home, I'd like to know why too. And especially, guys, if you're not American, because I know I don't have just American people watching me, I'd like to know if you went to an American football game, what your thoughts were as a non-American, because it's kind of interesting to read about that, as I'm French and I went to an American football video. Anyway, I think that's it, guys. That's it. That was my thoughts about my first American football game. I mean, my first attempt to an American football game. So the week after that, we traveled a lot, and so tomorrow, on Monday 10th, we traveled to Baltimore and then to New York and then all that good things. So all those good things. So that's what you're gonna see next week or the next video. Thank you for watching, guys. Thank you for listening to me. Tell me in the comments what your opinions are on American football attendance, I guess you can say. I don't know. But yeah, tell me about all that, and I will see you in my next video.